Hey, sorry guys, it has been way too long since I've been on here, and I just wanted to. Taylor's been posting stuff, which never happens before me, so I wanted to post something to give you like a nutshell of the past couple months that I've been on here because I'm a loser, and it was a little crazy, but so I'll give you a little slight background information on that, and then probably tonight, or if we're being realistic, tomorrow, I will put up a couple verses on the site just that really helped me through this last semester slash season of life. And yeah, but so basically, last semester I was in one class that was a little difficult. Not so much the coursework, but more the beliefs of the teacher and classmates. And I was the only one in there with beliefs otherwise. And there was not really much of an agree to disagree kind of thing. It was like, my way's right, your way's wrong. So, that made for an interesting first semester because those are also, like, the only other freshmen that I really knew. So, I got to have, like, some people that already didn't like me, which was cool, but, Jesus, a lot of people didn't like him either, so I like to think that, hey, if no one liked him, then surely no one's gonna like me, so, we're in the clear. But so glad to be out of that class. Everything actually got resolved in there, so that has been totally God. My French class, still loving French. I'm in French this semester, and this time next year I will be in France, which is crazy. Everything's working out, and yeah, so I'm gonna get to go study abroad this time next year. So that'll be so cool. So hopefully I come back and can actually speak really great French. And yeah. What else happened? This semester I'm also in a music class, so I'm absolutely loving it. Sorry, I'm looking at my guitar because I'm like, hey, because it's super awesome. I get to compose things and create music and just do what I love, and that has been awesome. And I mean, I get school credit for it, so bonus. Also, last semester there was just a lot of things with certain people I was around that really affected kind of my outlook on things and my perspective, and just really just affected me. And so there was a lot of turmoil constantly, and so I guess over the break, because I had actually been really considering, I was like, I'm going to move home, I'm going to go to school from home, because like it is not comfortable, it is not fun here, I do not have any like friends, and so over the break, God really was just like, no, like, you are not coming home, like, this is where I want you to stay. And I got a lot closer with my friend Sydney here, and so me and her are actually helping co-lead a girls' college Bible study on campus, which is awesome. And I got super plugged into my home church, so I'm now in like this women's Bible study, which really gets into like the nitty gritty and all that stuff of life, which is great. So every week I'm crying, but it's good because I need to. There are things that God has to work on, and if it takes crying, then it's good. And but yeah, so came back, God removed a couple people from my life, and I have just really been walking in a lot of freedom and a lot of joy and a lot of just living life and loving life, because we're not promised a tomorrow, and I think that's something that really hit in couple months, is that we're not promised tomorrow. And I was tired of living life just taking everything for granted, and everything was so negative, and people around me, and just so God took a few people just out of my life, and it has honestly been the best thing in the world, because I've not been happier or more excited, or I've met new people and had new experiences I never would have had. And so God is just so good and so faithful. And so through all of this, though, I just want to say that God really showed me two big things. One, and I said like I'll put up some verses tomorrow, but the first thing that he really showed me through this season was that his love was never going to change, that his love was unfailing, that his love was faithful, and there was nothing I could do to ever lose his love, and there was nothing I could try and do too much to gain his love, that his love was constant and it was there. And I was actually telling one of my friends the other day, I was like, it's kind of cool, like during this season I'm getting to fall in love with my first love all over again. And it has just been awesome to know where my worth comes from and where my identity lies, and that it is only in Him. And if this person who created me is head over heels for me, then why on earth would I even entertain the idea of someone else consuming or, having to hold my affections, and that is where my worth and validation comes from. If the very person that created me just absolutely adores me with everything, He sent His Son to die, why on earth am I putting my worth in some person who obviously didn't care about me? And so that has been a huge one, that God has just showed like His unfailing and unrelenting love for me during this season, and that has really carried me through so much. And obviously there are many of y'all out there who I think God just overflows His love through you, whether you realize it or not. It just overflows to me. And so there's just been an abundance of love that has happened, and that people have just shown me, and God has shown me in this last season of life. And there's also that God hears my prayers. That has been another thing, that I have prayed for things and been like, God, do you not hear me? Do you not want to hear me? Do you, obviously, you already know what you're going to do, but there was just things that He provided, and maybe even things I prayed, He didn't answer it how I wanted, but He answered it, and it's been good, it's been okay. And there have been some things I haven't understood, but there has still been a peace that has helped endure me, helped me endure through it, and there's just been a comfort, and there's been grace, and it is just that God, no matter what I asked, or no matter what I prayed, He has provided in ways that it may have taken me looking from a different perspective, but He has provided. And so that's just what I wanted to share with y'all today, that this semester was different, but God's love for me didn't change. If anything, and again, God's love doesn't increase or decrease, but I got to discover more of His love than I had before. And so that was just awesome. It's just continuing to learn more about my love and my Creator, and this person who just adores me, which is crazy, and then He adores you, and we have the opportunity to get to know Him more, because He's not a God that meets you in the middle. He meets you exactly where you're at. And so that is just my little snippet for today, that as crazy as life has been, that there's a God who just, I don't even have words for it, but He just absolutely loves me, and He provides. No matter what I ask, He always answers. And sometimes sometimes no answer is an answer, which I've learned. And but yeah, so it is just, that's me, that's life. I hope that filled you in on me in a way. Also hopefully filled you in on maybe if you're going through something, I would say run to God's love first and keep talking to Him, because He will provide. And so yeah, so that's it for today. I will put up those verses. Taylor will be on Thursday, and I will be back on next Tuesday, like things used to be, were before. It's gonna happen. And so yeah, so love you all so much, miss y'all, glad to see some of y'all this weekend, and I will be home for spring break, and I imagine I'll see a lot of y'all then. So love you all so much. Bye.